Today is February 14th, 2021. In many countries worldwide, today is Valentine's Day, and people celebrate by giving gifts and cards to their loved ones. Today is also the Sunday before Lent, or Transfiguration Sunday. The Old Testament reading on today's lectionary is 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 1 through 12, and is the story of Elijah being taken to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha had been Elijah's understudy for some years. As they were going along, Elijah kept telling Elisha to stay behind, but Elisha kept insisting that he would not leave him. It reminded me of the story of Ruth and Naomi, where Ruth told Naomi, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die." So Elisha stuck with Elijah until the fiery horses and chariot separated them, and Elisha watched Elijah ascend in a whirlwind into heaven until he was out of sight. I believe Elisha loved Elijah as a mentor and a friend. In the Gospel reading from Mark chapter 9, verses 2 through 9, Jesus took Peter, James, and John up a high mountain, apart from everyone else. Later it was also Peter, James, and John that Jesus took aside to pray with him in the garden just before he was arrested and crucified. But back on the mountain, Jesus was transfigured before them. They saw Jesus shine with the glory of his heavenly glory, and they saw him talking to Elijah and Moses. Some people believe that Moses didn't die either, but was taken straight to heaven. Then, as if the disciples weren't scared enough, a cloud comes over them, and they hear God himself saying, "This is my son, my dearly loved one. Listen to him." Then, after all that, as they were coming down the mountain, Jesus told them they had to keep it all secret until his resurrection. So the theme of today's message is love. Elisha showed his love for Elijah like Ruth showed her love for Naomi, by staying with them till the end. God showed his love for Jesus by declaring it in front of witnesses. Peter, James, and John showed their love for Jesus by keeping such a huge secret. And Jesus showed his love for the world by going to the cross for us. English uses one word for different types of love. I love my parents. I love this song. I love my husband. I love chocolate. But other languages use different words for different kinds of love. Because the New Testament was written in Greek, I Googled the Greek words for love. Forgive me if I mispronounce these, but the article I read listed eros, romantic love; philia, affectionate love or friendship; agape, selfless universal love; storge, familiar love for family or parents; mania, obsessive love; ludus, playful love, a crush; pragma, enduring, patient, matured love; and philantia, self-love, which is important, but that's for a different message. I want you to take a moment to think. Do you love Jesus? If you're not a Christian, or you are a Christian but still have questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to answer or see if I can find answers for you. If you do love Jesus, how do you love him? What type of love do you have for him? Do you love him as a friend? Someone you can tell your secrets to? Someone you can trust and rely on? Do you love him as the perfect example of a brother or father? Someone you know will protect you and help you figure stuff out. I love my husband immensely and would do almost anything for him. But I told him before we got married that Jesus would always be number one in my life. How do I love Jesus? I love Jesus as a friend. I love Jesus as a brother. God is a perfect Father. Do I have an obsessive love for Jesus? Probably not as much as I should do. In a good way, that is. I'm not perfect. I have a crush on Jesus, and that I want to spend more time with him and get to know him better. And I have an enduring, patient love for Jesus that still needs to mature. I wish I could say I have a selfless, unconditional love for Jesus, but I've not gotten that far yet in my Christian walk. Thankfully, God does have this kind of love for us. He knows us better than we know ourselves, but he still loves us enough that he sent his dearly loved Son to pay the penalty for our sins, so we can come before him as righteous. When we surrender to that love and accept his gift of salvation, all our sins are blotted out. So when God looks at us, he sees us clothed in the righteousness of Christ. God is love.